Welcome everybody to the live stream. We are just getting everything set up here. We are going to be covering Bitcoin especially today, but of course, as per usual, all the other coins as well. Just want to say huge thank you to our regular viewers here. I'm going to give all of you a shout out. We've got Blue, we've got Iron Lux Trader, we got Wilhelm. Thank you so much for waiting for the stream to begin. I'm going to start scheduling these in. I don't have a specific time that I'm going to launch them as of right now just yet, but I will certainly be letting you know if I set a specific time for these to be running on a regular basis. Hopefully you saw my video on wow, massive pump on Matic, folks. I did not even see that. Good thing I bought some literally right around the time I made my video, because this is crazy. Wow, it pumped even more. Yeah, I mean, Matic is so low right now, it's absolutely ridiculous. You saw when I posted the video, it was at 58 cents, it's already at 60 cents plus, so huge move. The amount of money that goes into these coins that have more institutional backing is absolutely crazy, but I'm getting a little bit distracted here. Let's go ahead and talk about Bitcoin first and foremost, because things are looking very interesting right now. So just want to not go too fast. We want to give everybody a chance to get into the stream. So we currently have 14 live viewers. That's amazing. Let me just go ahead and start this off slowly but surely. Bitcoin right now literally right below $20,000 flat. This is probably going to begin going higher in a matter of just a maybe 15-30 minutes. We could be above $20,000 already, so I'm expecting things to go quite fast from here. Give me just a second while I set everything up for the live stream, because I need to manage several different things while we're doing this so I can keep up with the chat. So welcome everybody, 16 live viewers. We're going to be looking at Bitcoin. We're also going to be looking at Ethereum and some altcoins as per usual. Just want to say a big thank you to everybody jumping in the stream right now. Iron Lux Trader, Blue, Wilhelm, all the regulars. Welcome. And we're going to get this started as per usual. So yes, please turn on notifications, smash that like button, and we're going to jump right into the stream. So first off here, let me just also share this live stream with all everybody on Twitter. So let me go ahead and post that there real quick, so that everybody gets a chance to join the stream. But with that being done, we can now begin this right away. So Bitcoin, very interesting things happening. We are seeing a lot of stability in the crypto markets. And if you have been watching my streams, if you watched my previous streams, you would have known that I've been turning more bullish on the cryptocurrency market as a whole. And the main reason for that is because a lot of people are bearish, and I have mentioned that yes, we could still at any point see the market reverse and flip back lower, but my main targets here are actually going to be upside targets, especially in the shorter to medium term. I feel like we kind of need, in a way, it really feels like we need to push higher. The market wants to push higher. For Bitcoin specifically, that could be upwards of 26k, even upwards of 28k potentially, right? And if we get in this range between 28 to 33k, that could mean that we could see the bull market turn back on. So this triangle right here, this rectangle, this purple rectangle, this is going to be the key target area to reach. We need to get inside this rectangle, and from there we could see us potentially pushing higher. I want to keep in mind that despite the bearishness, etc., you do need to remember Bitcoin at any moment can turn back on. And would it be surprising to see Bitcoin at $40,000-$60,000? Not really. Not really, in my opinion, at least. And in fact, I want to also show you today here, inflation rose 9.1% in June, even more than expected, as as consumer pressures intensify. So market a bit weak in terms of the stock market, but inflation is skyrocketing. And guess what? I feel like in part, Bitcoin is actually reacting positively to that for once. You see a lot of people say that Bitcoin is not an inflation hedge, that, you know, it's going to get absolutely destroyed during high inflation. And yes, right now it got some scare, I'm going to say, from that, right? So we did see quite a bit of a drop, you know, at least a 40% plus drop as soon as those things started being thrown around in the news. But the fact of the matter is that Bitcoin is still something that over time, right? Look at this, over time, where has Bitcoin not held its value, right? We have done absolutely amazing with Bitcoin in the long term. The better cryptocurrencies, things like Ethereum, etc., have also shown those similar patterns also. And I don't think that's going to stop anytime soon. I think these things are going to continue to outperform, obviously, inflation. They're going to continue to outperform, you know, the dollar, the general markets, etc. I think crypto is still where it's at if you're chasing those bigger gains. Of course, that comes with the risk. Of course, that comes with the volatility, right? Let's not kid ourselves. We have fallen a total of 70% for Bitcoin alone. That's a big deal for, you know, the biggest cryptocurrency asset out there. But like I talked about, right, our risk reward is becoming better and better as we're moving forward here. And that is, you know, pretty much a fact just by the perspective of, you know, we're missing out on huge gains if we're not starting to accumulate here. And that's why I have personally begun to accumulate. So I'm glad to let you all know that that's the case. But yes, I have slowly started to dollar cost average. You can see here for Bitcoin back to the all-time highs from the current prices. That's already a 250% move, and that's just back to the all-time highs. I think we all know that as soon as Bitcoin reaches the previous all-time high of 69,000 US dollars, then we're probably you know, easily going to go up and test $100,000, and we can even break above that. So the upside is still much more on a Bitcoin, but if we move over to some of the altcoins, those gains get even more impressive. And I don't want to move into the smaller altcoins just yet. Yes, we talked about Polygon today, if you saw that video, and you know, the bullishness is real. But here for Ethereum alone, you know, Ethereum back to the all-time high is going to be upwards of 340%. So for some of the smaller coins, the altcoins, there's even more gains to be made back to the all-time highs. For Bitcoin, it's a little bit less, but also, you know, Bitcoin has been still weathering this storm, I would say, pretty good. Some people disagree with that, but from my perspective, you know, holding up like this in such a treacherous market is still not bad at all. And yes, we are still in the smaller rectangle that I drawn out. This is our consolidation / support rectangle, very similar to what we had back here, right? But now I'm saying I think it's a little bit more likely that instead of seeing a drop like we did here, we actually see a pump back to basically this level, right? So you kind of see my thinking here. And if we really look closely on the daily chart, what you're going to see is very, very bullish, small but very significant indications. So first off, you can see that we've been testing this $18,800 level now, a total basically of 3 times, right? 1, 2, 3. We've got a couple more times in between, but basically 3 main times of testing this $18,800 support level. And if we, you know, pay attention even more, what you're going to notice is that each time we actually tested this, we have been putting in higher lows, literally every single time, right? So that means that we can now draw an actual uptrend chart, right? So you can take this like as such, or you could possibly take the bottom here and bring it up a little bit higher to match the low of over here. But basically, right, we have a small uptrend that has been forming. And that is mainly important, not because this little uptrend line here really means anything, but mostly because we're seeing the buyers step in before putting in lower lows, and that makes it very likely that we see an actual break, a clean break this time above 22,000, which will probably very quickly start pushing us into the mid to high $20,000 ranges, right? We've talked about our 5K price target level initially, right, which is this resistance level right there, and then ahead, you know, we have a little bit less resistance but bigger resistance, so mainly 28K and then 33K. So excuse the messy chart, but I want to keep these levels just because we have them all nicely drawn out. And I'll also take a second to look at the chat here. Please let me know what you think is going to happen next, how you see this going. I'd be very interested to hear your thoughts, everyone. So please do let me know down in the comments below. Also, if you haven't hit a like already, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe for more videos like this, and don't forget to turn on those bell notifications to make sure to never miss the best crypto live streams on YouTube. We're just getting started. You're going to see amazing improvements coming to these live streams. So like I said, this is really just the very beginning here. So for Bitcoin right now, I think that we're seeing these you know, $18,000 to $19,000 levels just be too strong support as of right now. I don't have the news articles pulled up, but please remember, Celsius has been completely paying off its debts. So the Celsius fears have now basically completely subsided for the time being. And yes, there was still big things that happened, such as, you know, Luna that, you know, tanked completely, and Three Arrows Capital, biggest hedge fund, one of the biggest hedge funds in crypto, that blew up. But we're starting to see, you know, this green volume come back in on the candlestick on the daily, and you know, I think those fears are starting to brush over. Now people are looking at the risk reward, they're seeing those potential massive gains. Just to quickly switch over to some altcoins, right, we still know and we can see that the gains left in terms of a bounce for altcoins, despite the fact that, for example, Uniswap already bounced 70%, guys, massive bounce. But look at what's ahead, right? That's just back to the all-time high, still 1,000%. Sorry, that was a little bit miscalculated, but we still have over 600% gains to the recovery back to the all-time high. I think that Uniswap could easily make a move to $100 on this bull, on the next bull market. If we look at Matic, Polygon, which I literally made a video about today, we take a look at this chart. You know, very similar, very similar. So we have, once again here, over almost 400% there, back to the all-time high for Matic. And obviously Matic is an even safer play, I'd say, than Uniswap. Already bounced here 83%. We're starting to see these big bounces come in, and if we look on the altcoins, right, got some resistance here from those previous levels. So there is clear resistance, but we're basically breaking out as we speak, right? Look at this this formation. What did I say about Bitcoin? Higher lows on every retest. That's very similar to what we have here with Polygon, but even stronger for the altcoins, right? So Bitcoin, you know, a little bit of a dinosaur in the sense that it's slower moving than the rest of the cryptos. That doesn't mean that it doesn't pump hard, because it surely does when the time comes, right? You can just look back over here what we did for Bitcoin. You know, in 200 days we went up over 350%. So you know, that's almost 1% gain a day, right? Those are ridiculous numbers. Just think about that. Impossible to find that anywhere else in terms of investments, in my opinion. And you know, we're probably going to see something very similar when the next bull market kicks back up. So that's what I'm trying to mention with this. And you saw now on the Polygon chart how that looked like. You can see that Bitcoin not that much different, right? We have that little uptrend that's starting to form, and now I think very quickly within the next week, we're going to start to see us go right back to 21,000. I think we're going to start breaking above. We're going to push above 22,000, and then we're going to start making those moves for those price targets. We've talked about the 50-day orange line moving average right here. at around $24,000. That's a key resistance level, but also a key target level that I think we're going to reach very easily. And what I'm really excited for is to see, can we get back in this box right here, right? This could literally mean that the bull market could start back up maybe towards the end of this year. We're looking at timeframes of around November or so. And I think certainly if we get in this triangle here between 28,000 and then 33 to 35,000 on the top end, right? This triangle right here is going to be a massive vote of confidence for the market, where, you know, thereafter, right, any move above $35,000 is probably going to mean we're back in some type of bullish territory. If we're able to break it back above 50,000s, I'm considering it that we're back in full-blown bull market and that we could pump higher. Keep in mind, fake outs are still possible, so I don't want to seem overly bullish either right now. We need to remember what happened back here, right in the middle of the crypto winter, literally, right, literally middle of the crypto winter. We pumped 250% on the Bitcoin price, and that was then very quickly followed by a lengthy pullback, right? Over 200 days of pulling back, reaching a peak bottom of another 70% drop. So talk about an up and down, right? We're talking reaching a bottom, pumping 250%, and then once that's done, then flipping back another 60% to the downside before actually getting the bull market to begin again. So be careful in these more bearish times, right? We still are downtrending, so I do want to keep that in mind. We still are downtrending here on the daily time frame. We've got a very long downtrend that has still been pushing. So you know, you can't get overly excited just yet. We actually have a few downtrends that are important here. We've got this tighter one, which we could break out of sooner rather than later, and that's actually funny because that forms a bit of a symmetrical triangle with our very short-term uptrend line over here. Please make sure to leave a like for that best analysis on YouTube. You're not going to see this anywhere else. So let me just clean up some of these drawings here, but basically, you know, this is pretty clear. We have this little triangle formation. This is up until the 26th of July. Do I think it's going to last that long? Possibly. It could break out sooner, to be honest. And what I'm seeing here is that this downtrend line, which has been, you know, forming now since March, this can be broken pretty easily now. You know, we've already tested it. We've found a lot of support here. I think we can break out of this, and then we're going to be aiming towards this next uptrend line. So to be honest, it could take a little bit longer than expected, right? We could still be 2 to 3 months out from really starting to see the big breakouts happen. You know, this is also pretty typical in this type of bear market, or we're not in the full-blown, you know, drop, of course, but we are still in the consolidation like I talked about, right? This is the consolidation after the drop. And you know, one of the things that's kind of important to remember from this time period is we could, you know, like I said, trade in this triangle, reach the end of this triangle, potentially break out, right? And then we could still move somewhat slowly up and down here as we could potentially enter another triangle, and then we might see the breakout up into the $30,000 plus, right? We could see that more towards September. But keep in mind, we're looking at the dates here on the chart. This time frame here, right here between, I'm going to say, you know, mid-September up until, you know, basically end of December, this is going to be prime time to see a breakout, right? So that's when you can maybe start to expect the bigger prices such as $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 being hit if the market decides to do that, if we see a return to the bullish momentum. Let's go ahead and wipe that chart. We're now going to move over to Ethereum, and let's see some of your comments here. We've got Field Blue saying greed will come back sooner or later. Very, very smart comment, and that's kind of what I'm playing based off of, right? We know that people were buying Matic at $3. We know that people were buying Bitcoin at $40,000, $60,000, and you know, fundamentally with crypto, yes, we saw protocols and institutions get wiped out, but that has nothing to do with the fundamental of many of these projects or the fundamentals of Bitcoin. And for that reason, I think that you know, there isn't a good fundamental basis to be overly bearish either on crypto, right? We have those 600% gains possible on many of these cryptos. People are going to want that, and like we got from our comment from Field Blue here, greed will come back sooner or later. And not only greed, right? Some of these projects have full strong fundamentals backing them. But yes, right, greed is definitely greed and hype is a huge factor in crypto, and it will certainly come back in sooner or later. In my opinion, it might be sooner than most people think, right? That is the pattern that we've kind of seen actually in the past. And right now for Ethereum, very similar setup. We're seeing it a little bit weaker on its support level here. So it came back and fully tested this level right here, but still have those higher highs every time. So do keep that in mind. Almost didn't put in a higher high in the second attempt, but it did, so it doesn't matter. And it's just a tighter range here than Bitcoin, but keep in mind it's also making some pretty big price moves, then falling back down. I think that we're easily going to see Ethereum hit that make that 25% move to hit that basically $1,400 level, which is that 50-day moving average. And from there, right, we're expecting even bigger price targets for Ethereum. We're looking at 1,700 and potentially even 2,000, which is going to be our $33,000 equivalent on Bitcoin. So we could literally see in the next 2 to 3 months a full 100% price move to the upside on Ethereum. And in fact, if you ask me, right, it is kind of more likely that we would see that, or at least that 50% price pump before falling back lower, right? I still think that we have a very high chance of seeing at some point a $500 Ethereum, possibly even a bit lower, more towards $360. That could happen. That would be a full rock bottom for Ethereum, and I don't think it would be a bad thing long term. I think it would be a huge buying opportunity, but right now I can't help but feel that the market wants to pump. We're seeing it live as we speak, right? I literally made a video today on Polygon that was at 58 cents, now already at 60 cents, right? Up 3.6% in the last hour. It's up a massive almost 10% in the last 24 hours. We're seeing Bitcoin and Ethereum, guess what, turn back green, right? They've been red in the last 7 days. Last 24 hours, we're seeing nice price moves higher, right? Just the last hour alone, up almost 1%. Let's go ahead and check the heat map here for crypto. Welcome 26 viewers. That's a peak on our live stream. Welcome everybody. We're looking at Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the other cryptos out there, looking at what could be the beginning of the move back higher for these coins. For Ethereum alone, we could see 50 to 100% price moves in the next 1 to 3 months. For Bitcoin, we could see, let's go ahead and check the exact numbers there, but very, very impressive price moves as well for Bitcoin. We could see basically also similar 50% price pump for Bitcoin quite easily here. And keep in mind, this could be, like I said, a move that gets us back into bullish territory to push us higher, or it could just be a fake out, a bigger fake out though, that pushes us lower, but still a lot of bullish momentum. And I will still start to dollar cost average, right? Does it matter if Bitcoin now starts pumping? You accumulated here in this range, you get the pump, it drops a little bit lower, and then it pounces again, right? Goes down, let's say $12,000, 36% more downside. Is that really that much of a big deal when you can miss out on this, right? I don't want to miss out on the massive gains. I'll eat another little 30, 20, 40, 50% drop. It's not the end of the world for cryptos if you're used to it, but I don't want to miss out on the life-changing gains. That's the key thing here. Give me a second while I keep up with all of your comments. We've got a lot of people. Max Payne saying thoughts on XRP prediction. Thank you so much for mentioning that. I've been actually thinking about XRP myself, and let me go ahead and see what's happening with XRP here. So we're going to talk about XRP in just a second. I will gladly cover that coin. I don't usually cover it that much for some reason nowadays, but I really should, because XRP might surprise a lot of people. I saw a very, very, very bullish announcement in terms of the lawsuit for XRP, and so I don't know, because we see a lot of conflicting news pieces. You know, sometimes it's bullish, sometimes it's bearish in terms of that lawsuit, but I do think that XRP will come about successful eventually, and you know, we could even start to see it pump even if it's still in that lawsuit regardless. It is at the 7th market cap spot, which is actually a little bit low for XRP. It's obviously, you know, had a rough year here, still $15 billion in market cap. But what I want you to keep in mind with XRP is that XRP is a coin that will probably never leave the top 10, right? It has too many connections in the industry. It could be working on CBDCs. It will probably never leave the top 10. And so for that reason, right, even it being at the 7th spot is a bit low, right? This could easily be a coin that goes back and holds pretty much in permanence the 3rd spot. If we look at XRP's price performance, I've talked about its very lengthy consolidation periods. Something tells me, right, seeing what we're seeing with the rest of the coins, this consolidation period might not last as long as might have been previously expected, right? So we could really start to see XRP push higher at any time. We're really looking at this light blue 100-day moving average, and even ultimately that 55-cent level, which is kind of our big resistance level there, 50 to 55 cents for a test back higher. A lot of the smart people that I know that follow XRP, they're still expecting lower rock bottom prices for XRP, right? So things like, you know, more towards 15 to 10 cents. Is that going to happen or not? I can't tell you specifically. You know, I don't track everything that's going on with XRP. I still think that for the longer term, right, XRP is still very interesting here. I mean, we are looking at a AAA coin that back to its 2018 high is a full 1000% gain, right? If we're looking back at the more recent high, that's a 500% gain. So, you know, take that as you will, but keep in mind that if we really get an unlock of the lawsuit, this previous high of $3, I think is probably going to be broken by a landslide, right? We could be looking at $5 plus if that happens for XRP. That's some huge price moves. Now, keep in mind, the reason why I haven't bought any XRP is because it is a slow burner. You don't really know when it's going to get that pump, right? Very similar to over here where it had months of consolidation. Like I said, not a bad thing, right? Actually, one of maybe the easier coins to trade because these consolidations allow you to accumulate for the next big pumps, right? So that is a good point, but still it is in a waiting period right now, and I don't want to wait on the waiting period when I'm seeing coins like Matic that are already primed as we speak, right? So that's just more my personal thing. But if you're asking me, yes, am I bullish on XRP? Absolutely, right? Absolutely. Even if we do get that move down to 15 cents, even 10 cents, still I would say, you know, actually let me draw this out for all of you watching, but really I'll draw a triangle here. I mean, anything in this range between 40 cents and 15 cents, you know, could we go lower than that? Possible. It seems kind of hard, but this is prime buying opportunity for XRP long term, right? So it's as simple as that, in my opinion. Like I said, a coin that I think will never leave the top 10 and probably should be at all times within the top 5. So that is my explanation there. Coin that could absolutely fly on the next bull market. So thank you for recommending that, Max Payno. I didn't see your other comment, which had lawsuit looking good for Ripple. That's what I saw as well with some news pieces. So, you know, if you want to leave a comment down for everybody else in the live stream, what exactly that bullish news was today, please remind everyone down in the comments below. That would help me out also. So let's also read some other comments here. We got Wilhelm saying, do you expect a big consolidation that brings in volume before we move up? So the volume is, so I'm assuming he's talking either about Bitcoin or Ethereum here. And the thing is, the volume isn't really seen during the consolidations. This is more seen during the actual either, you know, breakdowns like we had these two times, right? And you see when we had these big breakdowns, that was huge volume as well. It's not during the consolidations. The consolidations are low volume periods of flatness. So yes, I do think we're going to see, however, some very good buying volume as soon as we start pushing above 22,000 for Bitcoin. So expect those big volume candles to start coming in slowly but surely as we start breaking out. We got Jamie Man here. I haven't seen you before, but possibly a new viewer on the live stream. Welcome. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you subscribe and turn on those bell notifications. He's saying this pattern looks so similar to the last two dumps. Inflation numbers go up, BTC goes down. I hope you are right, but I have serious doubts. Understandable, right? Understandable. And like I said, please keep in mind, we still have downside price targets of $10,000 or even below for Bitcoin. So yes, that bearishness could come back in also, but we do need to remember that you know, we need to pay attention to the price action. Price action is always key in any market that you're in. And right now today, we got that big inflation reading, right? The stock market even dropped a bit, yet crypto actually moved up. And on top of that, it also, you know, sorry, what was I saying here? It moved up, and despite that inflation reading, that's what I was going to say. Despite the inflation reading, Bitcoin kind of acted positively to that this time. So interesting stuff, possibly a flip in people's mindsets as they're seeing how discounted these prices are. You know, these are really crazy discounts. I do think it's important to remember, you know, I was going to hold off actually accumulating some Polygon, but then I was like, we're already at an 80% drop. Like, how much more do I really want? How much more am I willing to risk in case we start flipping higher again? I'm very glad I started an entry position there. I already own some, but I wanted to accumulate a little bit more. We have some other comments from Jamie Man saying 20K is becoming super important level for BTC since July 3rd. Let's take a look at that. Zoom in a bit here. So July 3rd over here. Yeah, I mean, I would say it's really been key since even back mid-June. It's been, you know, this sort of key resistance sometimes level like it is being right now, and obviously sometimes support level. We're going to see right now, key moment here, third time that we're getting the retest. You know, if we keep testing this $18,800 level, we're going to break, right? We're going to break, and we're going to start to see Bitcoin make a move for that 15K level. For now, that hasn't happened yet, right? We've gotten a triple bottom, slightly higher highs every time. So I am still remaining that we get at least a price pump, right? I'm not saying that'll last. This could be a price pump where it just is a bounce and then we go right back lower. That could be the case as well. But like I said, if we go into the higher levels up towards mid $30,000, then we're thinking that we could actually end up seeing the beginning of potentially the bubbling up of a bull market. So we have another person here, out the Trilio, saying the market never gives us the crazy targets we all ask for. The herd is wrong. We bought them last month. See, so that is kind of what I'm starting to see is everybody making the calls for those super low prices. We're already at a huge discount, and you need to remember, right? The pattern is that when people want those huge discounts, they don't buy, and then they miss the buying opportunity, and then we're back off to the races, right? I've experienced that myself many times. That's actually a saying in investing is, you know, when the bottom comes, you won't even want to buy it. So that you need to be careful to not fall in that pattern. And that, I think dollar cost averaging is probably the best way to avoid that, because at least you're not going in with crazy huge lump sums and you risk buying, you know, one of the highs. But if you're slowly buying throughout, right, and then when you see the really low prices, you could buy a little bit more. You know, that's kind of what I'm targeting, and that's just my personal opinion, not financial advice, of course. So we've got a lot of people saying they hope I'm right. We'll see. But yeah, Al Detrolio saying I be happy with the $17,000 Bitcoin price. He's referring to our peak low of 17,600 as of right now. It is a very low price for Bitcoin, right? Like we said, never impossible that we go lower, but $17,000 600 is still a very low price relative to what we were seeing in the previous year or so, right? We need to remember that back since 2021, we've really been trading several times at some higher ranges of between $50,000 to $60,000 really. So now in comparison, right, we are already at a very, very big discount there. Max Payne saying the judge in the Ripple case literally is calling out the SEC for being hypocrites and denied requests to consider Hinman emails as attorney-client privilege. So that is what I heard. It seems like the judge is siding with Ripple most of the time, and is maybe even getting frustrated with this dragging on. So that is very, very bullish for Ripple indeed. It'll be interesting to see though, as we're dealing with many things, right? Because we have a bit of a bear market going on. We've got the stock market that's still very jittery. It'll be very interesting to see how XRP is going to handle this, right? Are we going to see that extra drop lower, or at any moment are we just going to see it pump in 30 cents to the bottom? Once again, dollar cost average could be the solution to that. Cardano is at 42 cents. That's a comment coming in from Wilhelm. So Cardano here, 42 cents. Let's see on the actual price chart what it's looking like. I'm sorry, we're diving a bit into altcoins here, but it's fine. We already covered Bitcoin and Ethereum. So, feel free to mention any comments. We're live, 26 viewers, steady. Thank you so much, everybody. That's amazing. Amazing amount of steady viewers there. So just here, strong consolidation for Cardano. I will mention, pay attention to the details, right? You saw all the other coins that I analyzed. They put in higher highs, higher lows every time. Now, it is still a triple bottom formation for Cardano, but if you look closely, right, this most recent time was actually lower than the middle. So still a triple bottom, right? Still overall fairly bullish, but a little bit weaker. And also heavy resistance here, flat resistance from the 50-day moving average for Cardano. So it's not saying that it's not necessarily going to go back higher, right? Got a lot of upside as well for Cardano if we see things turn back around, 600% plus. But it could take a little bit longer for Cardano to start pumping based on the moving averages that are very tight compared to the price here still. So that's a bit of an intricate detail, but that's why you watch this channel, for the best analysis on YouTube. We have Jamie Man saying, I really love Aave for the next bull market. So underrated. It will be a beast. I've talked about Aave. Very, very bullish things fundamentally. And also, we had Celsius using Aave. So we have the biggest players in the space using Aave basically. But all jokes aside, the upside is there. This is still one of the best protocols, the best platforms in crypto, and one of the biggest as well. We're looking at 750% upside just back to the all-time highs. This is a coin that could easily be over $1,000, right? This is basically, I would say, rock bottom prices for Aave. This is not a coin that I see really going any bit lower than we are right now. I think we're going to see a little bit more consolidation still before we really start breaking out above $100. But I think within the next few months, we're going to see that breakout above $100, and then it's going to be slowly climbing up probably towards $200, $250, and then we're really going to start to see the faster price momentum come into play. So please keep it up with the comments. I'm loving this. Thank you for the live 20 viewers there. We're just covering some altcoins here. No specific news pieces that I wanted to mention apart from what I had showed you before there. And if we take a quick look at the DeFi overview, we're at $88 billion in total value locked. I can't remember exactly where we're at on the previous live stream. It's pretty flat right now for the overall market. Pretty similar for Ethereum. We have seen some that have been breaking that pattern though. Tron's showing absolutely amazing TVL signs. We have all the other ones that are pretty flat or steady, but interesting to always look at the overall view of the market in terms of that TVL there. Very good indicator for altcoins and for protocols such as Aave, right? You can see Aave right there, which is, wow, I guess it is the biggest protocol as of right now. I actually did not even notice that. So yes, Aave is the single biggest DeFi protocol out there, folks, and they are actually planning on potentially launching a stable coin collateralized by the collateral that's on the platform. So literally you're getting the biggest DeFi protocol out there, right, across all chains. $8.5 billion in TVL. If we go ahead and take a look at that over on the market cap side of things, let's see, where is Aave? Let me go ahead and do a quick search so I don't keep you waiting. Aave over here, bam, $78. What I want to show you is 90% drop on the biggest DeFi protocol. And if we look at the market cap, $1 billion, and look at that TVL, right? The TVL doesn't lie, $8.54 billion. That's basically an 8x discrepancy there. That's a big deal, right? And especially considering that Aave has already reached those prices of $600, $700. I think that's going to happen again on the next bull market easily. I think probably Aave might actually push above $1,000 on the next bull market. So crazy potential for Aave, to be honest. Very, very impressive there. In terms of some of your comments here, Brandon C, he's saying rip your face off, short squeeze starting in 50 minutes. Probably the funniest comment in the live stream. Let's see what he's talking about. That's kind of what I said, though. To be fair, I said that we're probably going to be above $20,000, or could be above $20,000 by the end of this live stream, or very shortly thereafter. And actually, I didn't even notice this, but let me see. Is this just let me see. Maybe this was a wrong price chart there, but let's take another look here. We are seeing actually some very good volume come in for Bitcoin. I actually didn't even notice that, but this buying volume is pretty significant here. I hadn't even noticed that volume was spiking. It depends on which exchange you're looking on, but yes, we are starting to actually see some pretty good volume come in here for Bitcoin on this candlestick. And right now live, 19,904. Let's go ahead and look at the shorter time frames. We're going to take a quick look at the 4-hour chart. The 4-hour chart is showing, we do have, of course, that resistance there ahead, at 22,000 or so. But on the plus side, right, even though we have that $22,000 resistance, this time frame shows us that we have really been building some good higher low support here. And I think that's going to continue, right? I think right now as we speak, we're literally going to see this happen in the next few hours. So that's on the 4-hour time frame. If we go in a bit on the ultra short time frames here, see what's going on. The price is really not looking like it wants to drop really whatsoever. This little pullback that we had right here very quickly bought back up, and now we're seeing this cup formation happen. I talk about this a lot, right? This is probably going to mean we're going to see that breakout above $20,000 very shortly here. So maybe that comment from Brandon wasn't so wrong after all. We've got Jamie Man saying BTC has been rejected at 20K 3 times today. If we go above 20K, this is an awesome sign of a turnaround. Very good point. We have Iron Lux Trader saying thoughts on Ledger versus cold wallet to store your crypto. So I don't know exactly what he means by the cold wallet. I don't know if that's a specific wallet or he's saying cold storage wallets in general. I have both used Ledger and Trezor, and they're both quite good. Ledger is very good, to be honest. So yeah, it is a good hardware wallet. Now 19,900 for Bitcoin. We're keeping a close eye here on the shorter time frames. Let me know down in the comments how long we've been streaming for, so I can see, because I never keep track of time as per usual. You all know that. So right now, Ethereum, I really want to see Ethereum, you know, this does seem low for Ethereum, I'm not gonna lie. Ethereum should probably be at $1,200 right now. People are overshooting the bearishness for the time being. If we see more fears come about with you know, potentially some of the big players in this space, Celsius, etc., okay, but you know, we already got some of these institutions wiped out and flushed, and I think, you know, as per many how liquidations happen, right, once we get the liquidation, the peak bottom, we very quickly go back up. And that's a bigger pattern that we could be seeing in crypto right now. Look at the global cryptocurrency market cap today, $925 billion. And I think I'm telling you right now, like I said we're going to see a lot of resistance at the $1 trillion market cap for the global crypto market cap. I think we're actually possibly going to break above that here in the next 1 to 2 weeks. I think we're going to possibly see that $1 trillion global crypto market come back again. And so, yeah, just about 45 minutes of live stream time. I don't want to make it too long today because I've already posted a video that was my Polygon video. Make sure to go check that out if you haven't already. I made a full price prediction and review of Polygon Matic on the YouTube channel. Thank you so much, as per usual, for watching. If you want to go ahead and follow me on Twitter for live crypto updates, link to that in the description of this video. And as per usual, you can check out my technical analysis master course, less than $20, 30-day money back guarantee. Got nothing to lose by giving it a try. Covers absolutely everything you need to know about technical analysis. You can find a link to that in the description of this video. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. And wow, look at that. Live right now as I'm closing up the stream, we just got a massive pump higher, up above $20,000. If that isn't the most accurate prediction ever, I don't know what is. You saw me say it live here that by the end of the stream we would break above $20,000, and look at what's happening right now. We're literally ripping on the Bitcoin price chart. Maybe I need to extend this stream a bit since this is happening. I don't want to leave you on this massive green candle here. So clean breakout. Literally everything I said was 100% accurate. We saw right here the cup formation. We saw the yellow line. I just want to say, everybody in the stream who was watching, say to everybody who joined that I literally called this live during the entire stream and literally right before I ended it as well. I'll stick with you a little bit longer here as we watch this candlestick play out. I think we're going to see this go absolutely mad in the next few hours. When Bitcoin gets these breakouts like this, it's very aggressive towards seeing multi-hundred point price moves when this happens, right? So this is literally, you know, some people might think, oh, it bounced, you know, we're going to see the pullback. Yeah, we might pull back a bit, but now we're probably going to see within the next day or two Bitcoin very quickly climb into the up to 21,000 and then probably get that $22,000 breakout within the next 3 days max. So huge bullishness here, now up 4%. Gonna go ahead and refresh this live on CoinMarketCap. That's you know, we're going crazy here across the board. That was a market-wide pump there instantly. So spot on with my calls. I think this is just the first candlestick of the breakout on the 5-minute. We're probably going to see several more very similar large candles like this, you know, up until mid $21,000 within the next few hours alone. Could be within the next 1 to 2 hours even, right? These things tend to really break out strong when this happens. So with that being said, thank you for watching. Smash that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Great stream, everyone. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon.